Pet overpopulation is the leading killer of cats and dogs in our country. 50,000 puppies and kittens are born every day in our country. 6 to 8 million cats and dogs enter shelters each year. Over 56% of dogs and puppies entering shelters are killed. In 2005, 4.4 million pets were euthanized in animal shelters across the United States. In some shelters, up to 75% of all incoming animals are euthanized to make room for more. U.S. taxpayers spend up to $2 billion each year on services to collect, house, destroy, and dispose of unwanted animals. 4 million cats and dogs are put down across the United States each year. That's approximately 1 every 8 seconds. Millions more are abandoned and left to suffer from illness or injury before dying. Every day, animals are needlessly killed. Animal shelters have to euthanize loving pets because they don't have any room for any more animals to come in. Pet overpopulation is growing and the death toll grows with it. We asked a few people to try and get some information on pet overpopulation and what can be done about it. How bad is pet overpopulation right now?
Pet overpopulation is a very serious problem in our community. Unfortunately, there are just too many dogs and too many cats and not enough homes. And as people allow their pets to reproduce, that just adds to the pet population. And unfortunately, more and more pets suffer for that reason. Animal controls are overpopulated, rescue groups are overwhelmed. There are too many pets, and one of our goals is to reduce the pet population, making it easier to find homes for all the dogs and cats of this community.
On average, how many pets are turned in per day?
Depends on the day of the week and the time of the year, but it could be anywhere from, in the wintertime, 20 a day up to 70 a day.
What is being done to help pet overpopulation?
Well, I founded Mostly Mutts because there is a pet overpopulation problem, and I involved myself in rescue to help some of the animals involved, some of the homeless animals. Unfortunately, it's not just me that's working, but we work 7 days a week, sometimes 24 hours a day, trying to save and rescue and take care of all the animals that come into our program. And it's not just me, it's hundreds of volunteers. So altogether we're spending a lot of time and a lot of energy trying to save and rescue some animals. It's still a lot of work. We still have a lot of work ahead of us. Most important is that we have to educate the public as to how they can help by, number one, spaying and neutering their animals.
What is being done that will help pet overpopulation in the future?
We are in the process of building a veterinary clinic in the back with an operating room. We are beginning to do a lot of education to the public. We meet with citizens groups, and there's a significant segment of the population that speaks Spanish in Cobb County. And we have a one-page letter that we have produced that is on one side English, the other side Spanish, that says, basically, here are the things you must do to take care of your dog.
What can you do to help?
They can make themselves aware of the problem, and when they become pet owners, they can make sure that they get their pet spayed or neutered.
The most important thing is to start at home. Make sure that your pets are spay and neutered and that you're not adding to the population problem. Make sure you educate your neighbors and your friends and your family members and anybody you know that has a dog or a cat that is unspay neutered. And make sure that you promote the spay neuter campaigns and that you help people understand the reason that spay neuter is so important.
The best thing a lot of youth can do is agree to volunteer and work at a shelter. They always need labor, they always need help, and in a time of shrinking government budgets, volunteers are essential. So it would be a good idea, if you really want to grab a hold of the problem, is to go out and volunteer, help with pet adoption.
Spay and neuter is actually very inexpensive. There are low-cost vet clinics that will spay and neuter for approximately $60, $70. Vet clinics will all spay neuter for a few $100s. So it's affordable to everybody, and it's a one-time fee. You don't have to spay and neuter once you spay and neuter. So the problem is that if you allow your dog to have puppies, then of course you have the costs involved of all the vetting that's involved. And also if there were any problems with the birth or problems with the puppies or the mother, then there's hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars that would be spent on vet bills. But not only would it cost you money to raise or to allow your animal to have puppies, but it would also cost the community a lot of money because somebody's going to have to take care of those puppies and those kittens.
Just be advocates within their communities. They can, there's low cost, it's just a matter of Googling. I have lists of low cost options for counties, but also you can basically Google low cost options and just have that information on hand to the public so that they're aware, and also keep up with statistics of how bad overpopulation is. I would say absolutely spay and neuter. There's pediatric surgeries available. You can have puppies or kittens that are 8 weeks old, and as long as they're 2 pounds, they can get spayed or neutered.
Mostly Mutts is a private shelter, and the budget is pretty steep. It's well over $250,000 to run our rescue group, and we house about 100 animals, mostly dogs, in our shelter and in foster homes. Our vet bills alone, just 1 year of vet bills, $120,000. So it's very expensive, very costly, and a lot of work. We also mostly rely on donations of the general public. It's very important that we get cash donations and donations of food and other product through the community. Once in a while we get a grant that will help with the Spay Neuter program, and lots of groups, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, lots of school groups, they all are involved in Mostly Mutts and help us out with donations of all sorts.
Why spay and neuter?
I would say that we as adults and humans have an obligation to take care of animals and to make sure they're properly treated and taken care of. If you adopt a pet, you need to make sure it's sprayed or neutered, and you need to take care of it, feed it properly, and get proper attention for it.
But you also have a moral responsibility to provide care. It's not illegal to have a yard dog, but why would you do that?
Right.
Pet overpopulation leads to euthanasia. Just in the Atlanta area alone, over 100,000 animals are euthanized a year simply because there are too many dogs and cats and too few homes. So unfortunately, the more animals that are born, the harder it is to place into homes. Therefore, the euthanasia rate at animal controls goes up. It also leads to more abuse cases, more neglect cases, more strays, and it's just very, very bad for every dog, every cat that suffers, and the community itself. Spay and neuter is the only answer. It is the only answer to saving all the dogs and all the cats of this community. I'm in rescue. We can rescue so many dogs. Mostly Mutts Animal Rescue rescues about 600 animals a year, but that doesn't even touch the statistic of the animals that are put to sleep. So rescue is not the answer. Rescue is part of the answer, along with people increasing adoptions, but the only answer is to spay and neuter pets, and that way we can control the pet overpopulation and find everyone a home.
The effects of pet overpopulation add up fast. One female dog can have 16 puppies each year, and in one more year, each of those puppies can have 16 of their own. In 2 years, one unspayed or unneutered dog can have up to 257 stray dogs living on the streets. In 3 years, as many as 4,112 dogs can be homeless, all from one unspayed, unneutered dog. Pet overpopulation is a very serious problem, and it is only getting worse. As long as the current birth rates continue, there will never be enough homes for all the animals. Your help could save thousands of pets from living on the streets